What's going on, guys? B Flatten here with a different kind of video today. This one is linked directly with the Malicious Melee Amara. If you have not seen Malicious Melee Amara yet, the entire build, the entire skill trees, gear I'm using, and everything that I use for this build was posted just a couple days ago. If you have not seen it yet, I will link it somewhere on the screen here, top right hand corner. If it doesn't appear on the screen for you, I'll link the entire video in the description. So the challenge here, the goal that I had here was, can Malicious Melee Amara go through the Guardian Takedown on Mayhem 10 with melee only? The only type of damage that I'm doing in this run is only with the Face Puncher, the Fish Slap, alternating between elements, and using and utilizing the Brawler Ward Shield and Groundbreaker skill. I don't really use the normal melee here because it's just not needed, it's not necessary. But the entire goal here is, can it be done melee only? I am counting the Face Puncher and I am counting the Fish Slap as melee because they swing for melee damage. I didn't know if this build could do it. I was kind of just playtesting around, and usually my playtests end up in either one of the takedowns, in either Molly-1 takedown or Guardian takedown. So I had no idea what was going on here. I live streamed this entire thing. This is just a cut down version. If you want to see the entire unedited version, I did throw that on my Twitch page. But general mobbing here, the entire goal is to get your action skill element and procced. The Face Puncher that I have is Cryo, so we're swinging for Cryo elements. Here I'm using Phase Zerker, or not Phase Zerker, here I'm using Phase Grasp with Ties That Bind, so that I can link up enemies there and get indiscriminate, so I can do some chains. This build can do mobbing, this build can do bossing. I missed a few of my shots there, I feel so bad. So this is the beginning section of the takedown. Here we have the crystals. I'm actually watching this live for the first time with you guys. I've never seen any of the highlights on this before. I just edited the video previously, and here we are. So with the crystal phase is very tedious when you're doing it solo. You start off with one. You want to try to complete one before you go work on the others, because if you have to do and manage all three, it's kind of difficult. It is very, very difficult to manage all three at once. So trying to eliminate this one out of the gate right off the bat as early as possible is very, very useful and vital for the run. As you can see, there was just a couple million damage just off a Fish Slap right there. And there's our Crystal 1 phase done. Here we move on to Crystal 2. So between Crystal 1 and Crystal 2, you want to jump back and forth between the two, just like a normal Crystal phase would. Because the other one is going to be running out of time. Because we spent so much time on our first one to complete it, the last one that we don't go on is losing some love. I think I actually go down here, which really put a damper on things. I thought I was going to fail here. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure that's going on here. Few of the enemies have buddy systems. See, I had to move on to the next crystal. I think I was pausing there to read chat. Unlike some people, I pause to read chat so I don't fall or fail any missions. That's just my weakness there. So we're working on phase 3 of crystals. Yeah, I went down right there. Instantly got back up because the Face Puncher and Personal Space together, the way that they interact, is very, very nice. The closer that you are to the enemy, the more damage that you're doing. It doesn't specify what kind of or what kind of damage has to be done. If you're doing melee damage, you're doing 54% melee damage. If you're up close and personal and shooting, you're doing all that. This was a really good Ties That Bind right here. This really helped out. I only didn't kill that guy because of Buddy System. Now, Buddy System is a very annoying Mayhem modifier. It's a very, very annoying Mayhem modifier, actually. It It's one of the better ones, but it's annoying to face in dire situations like this where you need to kill enemies in a frenzy really, really quickly. I usually don't even bother with those guys. Most of the time I just go near them, let them explode wherever they stand, and, you know, move on. So I'm looking at that other crystal there. You gotta get good visual with the crystals to see how much they're spinning. I did see it spinning a little bit, so I had to move back after I killed that enemy. Yeah, I went down here. Guardian Angel? I didn't have Guardian Angel here. This was a little pressurizing. And there's a second win there. Move on to our crystal phase a little bit later on. We complete one, we move over to the other, move back and forth. Now there's one thing I forgot to mention in the Malicious Melee Amara video. So if you have went back in time and you came back here at the beginning, there's one thing that I forgot to mention with Groundbreaker, the Guardian rank tree skill, is that it's currently bugged at the moment. There are times where if you get a kill with Groundbreaker, it won't revive you if you're in your fight for your lifetime. And I found that out in some of the harshest ways. Getting kills, even if you're in fight for your life, yeah, if you proc Groundbreaker when you get those kills, they sometimes won't revive you. I found that out many, many times by dying multiple times, and I had to switch out to actual weapons so that I wouldn't be proccing Groundbreaker. It's not the greatest. I do hope that it gets looked at and addressed soon, because doing takedowns like this, especially the amount of crystal phase that we have, it's not a lot of fun. I guess it's partially checkpoints. Checkpoints is kind of a it goes hand in hand with this as well. That crystal phase is done. All the crystal phases are done here, and we can move on with ourselves. So here we have the first boss of the Guardian Takedown. This is Anathema, the Relentless. Quite an annoying Guardian boss. The sort of like the strategies here is getting up close and personal as quickly and early as possible. Personal space is going to be your best friend here, along with the corrosive fish slap that is in my inventory. It does a ton of damage. The fish actually does more damage than the face puncher, which is ironic. I didn't expect a tiny little fish to be doing all the carry damage for me in this boss fight, but it did. It was definitely a clutch. That's our face puncher damage, and that's our fish slap damage whenever it connects. Usually in between reload times is when I like to throw the fish slap. The corrosive one showed up for damage, and then when I swapped back over to the shock one during the shield phase, like right here, that also showed up for damage too. Switching between platforms is a really key and vital thing here. Oh, I'm switching my action skill element over to shock so I can do some shock damage with ties that bind. My action skill element being shock here is going to do a ton of damage for the face puncher because of one of the skills that converts my action skill damage to my gun. So I got some shock going through, and I got some cryo going through, and action skill ends. There I just swapped over to the shock fish slap. Look at that damage. That was like a quarter of a bar right there, while the face puncher was taking its sweet old time going through. Swapping between platforms during the nukes is very, very key here. Unless you know you have Guardian Angel up, If you have Guardian Angel up, you can usually freely take the hit and get a free revive, because Guardian Angel is clutch like that. Otherwise, you definitely want to swap between the platforms, because sometimes you just don't get your damage off. You don't get to have your action skill ends going or nothing. You just have the face puncher and the risk of ground breakers screwing you over. That's the harsh part. See, I went down there. Guardian Angel saves the day. Definitely saves the day. There's a couple million damage because of personal space. I see some 3 mils in there, a couple 100,000s. Just for being nice, close, and personal to Anathema here. The good thing is it doesn't matter how close we are healing because of sustainment. Sustainment is keeping us alive and keeping us going, because we do have those elements going through. See, I took a hit there and I knew I lost Guardian Angel, but we were on the last phase, so we were going to be fine either way. Even if I got the kill on the boss, even if there was no ads. That's one of those rare occurrences where you can definitely do that. And there's Anathema down to only melee. Lots of explosions there that slowed the frames, it seems. And here we are on to Scourge the Invincible. Now there is a mobbing and a crystal phase in between. If you guys haven't done Guardian Takedown, I skipped over that just for time's sake. We're already running on like 20 minutes here plus. Don't wanna run a 1 hour show here. Even 20 minutes I feel like is a very long video. So Scourge here, the plans was pray mostly. I didn't know what I was doing when I came into this. I had no real strategy besides the normal rotation of shoot the face puncher to stay alive, throw the corrosive fish slap to do damage like I did there. That was a big swing with one fish. Other plans were oh, there's my follow alert. The plans were shooting the face puncher to stay alive with sustainment, throwing our action skill to get rid of mobs in case they were too much of a pressure. Trying to hold the those explodey dudes so that I can blow up Scourge so he doesn't blow me up, and also so I can do additional damage. Was also a big strategy of mine if I could do it. It was a lot of rotation. It was a lot of you know, do one, repeat the other, go back into it. There was a big rotation base here. See, I didn't have Guardian Angel there. Got a second wind off the little explodey dude. Thankfully, I didn't kill him that time, because I might not have lived there, because Buddy's system was rolling around. Whenever he does those chain attacks, I would actually recommend, now that I know this post run, is throwing a fish slap when he does that chain attack on you. Because by the time you throw the fish on him, and by the time the chains bring you closer to him, personal space actually activates, and it's very, very nice. Oh, I didn't actually have corrosive Blight Tiger going here. See, now I'm going to be doing more damage. I didn't have corrosive Blight Tiger, so now we're going to be doing more damage to Scourge here with Ties That Bind. Whenever we use our ability, there's a fish that gets him to the next ability, or next invincible phase. Now we can fight those guys, and we blow up and do some damage to them. Throw some fish. I had the problems of maintaining fish slaps here. That was a good shot there. That was a really, really good opportunity for some damage. I ran out of fish slaps here quite often. I found that I was really looking forward to them because I really needed the fish slap. They were one of my main sources of damage outside of the face puncher. So anytime that I had a fish, I was just hucking fish. And it sounds weird because these are only level 57 fish, because you can't get level 60 versions of these. I didn't think that they were going to be doing a lot for me, but they were definitely one of the bigger clutches for me. So now we're going to our next phase. Now, whenever I go to the next phase into the different dimension, I like to use a cut purse launch pad here as I'm displaying. The cut purse launch pad allows me to use the mobbing phase to pick up some ammo in between the fight, between me and Sturge. So once I get rid of the buddy system once we get rid of the buddy system that's over there, then we could start using the cut purse launch pad. However, I don't have to slam here. And the reason why I didn't have to slam here is because the face puncher does melee damage. So I'm already, all I have to do is shoot it and I instantly gain my ammo back. By technicality in this case, you can make your face puncher infinite if you have a cut purse version of your artifact. It doesn't do a ton of damage. It's not going to be very beneficial damage-wise, but you can make your face puncher infinite. Here I was looking for fish, as you can see. I was looking for the fish there. I didn't need ammo at all. It was only fish. My goal here was to try to get as much fish as possible before going back to Sturge. I think I did a blitz there, actually. I don't know why I did that. I thought maybe the blitz was going to get the kill. Yeah, see, I didn't have Sturge heal up too much HP, so I was looking for fish here. Completely ignored that chest. Okay, so we're going back to Pearl. I realize that I have all the ammo in the world here. We own the universe. So now it's time to clear all the ads and go back to Sturge to do as much damage as we can to him. Unfortunately, we're not Moze, and unfortunately, we're not Zane, so we can't skip this phase. Amara doesn't have that opportunity to interact with skipping this phase. So here we are in the next section. We dwindled Sturge down once again, and we're on the next section of mobbing. I had no idea that that was going to pop up. I completely forgot that that happened. I completely forgot that that happened in the middle of it. That is awesome. I don't know if that's going to make it to the main video, but that's pretty funny. A skewed one. I don't know if you're watching this, if you're going to end up watching this video, but thanks, man. I appreciate you. Buddy system definitely played a big annoyance here. I couldn't get my chains off. Buddy system was preventing from the chains from going through. Ties that bind, they don't link up to lasers, and they don't link up to buddy systems, so they're just completely cut off if you link an enemy with one of them. One of the advantages that you can do with it is if you grasp the guy with the buddy system and you shoot him, all the little ads around him will take all the damage. And then when he lands, you can just get rid of the buddy system afterwards. But no, if you link a guy with buddy system like that one over there has, they don't interact at all. So now we're going to hit our crystal phase here, and we're on the final sections of Sturge, the Invincible Martyr. I felt kind of sad here because I was completely out of fish. The fish weren't liking me. So yeah, I was looking for fish here. I swapped my fish grenade over to the shock version, as you can see there. It's a little shock view that's around the fish. I had a shock and I had a corrosive fish for this fight. Both of them are definitely needed, so you can pull off more damage. Two bars away. We're almost at the final here. I had a little bit of a mini heart attack because I thought I was gonna fuck it up. I thought I was gonna mess it up here in the worst way because I was having a really bad mob phase here. I feel like a lot of pressure got to me. I was also running out of ammo, as you can see. I only have 6 shots in my face puncher. I think we're gonna have to fix that here. We gotta go to our cut purse launch pad that we did earlier. Slam a bit so we can get some ammo. So whenever you slam with a cut purse launch pad that has some homing rockets, those homing rockets counts as melee damage. Oh, I'm running out of HP. I'm running out of HP, running out of ammo. But as you can see, I shot Scourge once and it was an instant full heal there. So that didn't really matter. We had one fish, we utilized the fish. Fish got a melee hit, so we instantly healed because it's shock. That is sustainment that's activating for us. And a couple more fish there. 1 bar of HP down. The amount of pressure that I had at this point in time was insane. It was nuts. I had no idea how to feel. I had no idea how to react. It was all instinct from here. We throw a couple more fish. We get a couple shots from our face puncher. And in a matter of moments, Scourge the Invincible falls to melee only. Can you complete the Guardian takedown melee only on Mayhem 10? Melee damage only, Mayhem 10. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. I've done it. Takedown confirmed. And I think that's going to wrap up the video here, guys. If you did not know, I stream Tuesdays to Saturdays, 5 days a week. I do tips, tricks, guides, challenge runs, tutorials, anything and everything Borderlands is what you can see over on the Twitch channel. We do all these sorts of crazy challenge runs and builds, and Twitch ends up seeing it first in live, and the entire builds go together there. So I would highly recommend checking it out if you don't want to see it on YouTube later. Twitch sees it first. Guys, that is me. That is all my time for today. I took up a good portion of your time here already. My name is B-Flatten, guys, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, everybody. Laters.